Okay. Hello, everyone. I know everybody has their videos off, but if you could go ahead and let me know if you are here. A thumbs up. You can hear me, hopefully. Awesome. Okay. So I see a few parents are here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And if you have any questions, you could go ahead and type them into the chat. And as soon as I'm able to, I will definitely try to answer those questions. And I just want to see by show of hands, if you could see my slides, it should say welcome to back to school night. Are you able to see that? Hopefully you are able to see it. Yes. Okay. So welcome to back to school night. I'm Mrs. Rampone-Porras for those of you who are new. Let me make sure I didn't forget to add anyone. I think I got everyone in. I see chat. Yeah, okay, I see thumbs up. Okay, so I'm Mrs. Rampone-Porras. I'm the first grade teacher here at Holy Trinity School. It's back to school night 2021. Some of you, I do have two new students to the school, so welcome to you, and welcome to you, all you first grade parents. Okay, and let's go ahead and get started. So again, if you have any questions, go ahead and add them into the chat, and as soon as I'm able to, I'll go ahead and answer those questions. Okay, so this is just a picture of our class. It is a little tiny class, but we are able to move around and all that good stuff. So that is our class. There are 13 students in our class this year. And just a little bit about me to start off. I went to Cal State Fullerton, got my bachelor's of arts in English, and then I graduated from Mount St. Mary's in education, my master's in education, maybe about 3-4 years ago, maybe even 5 years. Gosh, time flies. And I've been teaching at Holy Trinity School for, this will be my 10th year. So 9 of those years have been teaching first grade, so I have lots of experience. Let's see, I'm the teacher that's been here the longest, so I have that little bit of trivia for you. And this is a picture of my family. I have twin 2-year-old daughters, Noelle and Quinn. And so they are just toddlers and not terrible twos so far, so hopefully they stay that way. Let's see, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into our schedule. And every morning we do start off right at 8 o'clock. We do a kind of a review of our sounds and our spelling, our numbers, that kind of thing. So it's very important that you have your child be on time, and you guys have been doing a wonderful job of that. So awesome. Then right after that, we go into our phonics. That's right, first thing in the morning. After our phonics, we do our spelling, handwriting, and grammar, and we kind of combine all of those things. And then we go into our reading. And each week we have a text that we'll read together as a class, but then I have different leveled readers. So if your child is like on level or below level or above level, that's my differentiation time as well. So if you see that your child is reading a little bit higher level text or a lower level text, it's just to meet their specific needs. After our reading is our writing block, and then our math block. There's snack and lunch in between those times. So don't think we're just doing all of this before snack. There's snack and lunch in between those. And then after lunch is usually when we do our religion. That's usually when we have Mass too on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. We'll have Mass days. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Our specials on Wednesday, oh, here we go. 2 o'clock, we have our Mass days. That's a day that we wear our formal uniform. If you have any questions about that, feel free to put that in the chat. Thursdays will be our PE day. Today we did a little bit of PE, but not too much. Next week on Thursdays, we will be doing PE, and we will be budding up with TK and K for that. And then Friday will be usually our art days. Okay. Then after our specials, we have social studies and science, and that's pretty much our daily schedule. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them into the chat and I'll get to them soon. For homework this week, I will write really, really light on the homework just to kind of get them used to writing in their planner and just doing homework. But beginning on Monday, there will be a little bit more homework, and it should take no more than 45 to an hour, including the reading that is a part of their daily homework. So they have an AR book that is our reading program we have here at the school. So every day I expect your child to read for about 20 to 30 minutes. And that could be reading that they do on their own. That could be reading that they listen to, or that could be reading that you share with your child. So maybe you read a page, they read a page. So that counts as reading. The goal is to hear fluent reading just as much as they are able to read themselves. Okay, so that is homework. Like I said, it should be about 30 to 45 minutes, 45 to an hour, including their independent reading time. And then homework is only Mondays through Thursdays. There won't be any homework sent home on Fridays. And Fridays are our test days typically. Let's see. And then on the homework, we just want to make sure that we're focusing on independence. If your child is struggling or frustrated, please communicate that with me. I may need to make adjustments just so that they are working independently. And it shouldn't be anything that they can't do on their own. Maybe they need a little direction to write neatly or something like that. But all the skills that we go over in class is what they're reviewing for homework. Okay, so definitely have them do it on their own. You could check it, like I said, for completeness and accuracy, and then sign and return their planner. So every student has a student planner. That's where they write their homework assignment. Like I said, this week, I gave them very light homework just so that they could get used to writing in their planner. And their planner should be signed as well as their weekly. I'll talk more about their weeklies soon. Okay. Again, if you are new, just joining, if you have any questions, just go ahead and send them into the chat. And then once I'm done with the PowerPoint, I'll try to answer those questions that you might have. Got two more. Here we go. Okay, so hopefully. Okay, so as far as assessments, this week I've been doing some pre-assessments just to see where your child is. Our usual assessments or tests will be on Fridays, and they will only be on the materials that we are able to cover. So starting next week, they'll get daily math homework, spelling homework, reading, language, handwriting, and those are the things that I'm going to test them on Friday. Religion as well. So for language arts, like I said, we will have a weekly spelling test. We'll have a weekly reading test, weekly grammar test, and just on the things that we cover in class. So all the things that we cover in class and all the things that are on their homework. For math, we do use the Engage New York curriculum. If your child came to Holy Trinity last year, the kindergarten teacher used this curriculum as well. And they do a phenomenal job. They're actually working a grade ahead. So when they come into me, they're working at a second grade level, but we're able, since we have such small groups, to differentiate. So if they need more of a challenge or if they need a little bit of help, we're able to do smaller groups with the math. Okay. And then for our science and social studies, we do that weekly as well, and we use a curriculum. It's called Studies Weekly for math and science, and we try to do a lot of hands-on activities. And if we ever need any materials, I try to send home information on a weekly newsletter. And I'll be sending those out on Mondays. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, you could definitely send that to the chat and I'll try to get to those once I'm done with the presentation. And then tomorrow, if you weren't able to come in person, I will be sending home a printout with the PowerPoint. And if you have any questions or anything, you could definitely send that to me via Class Dojo or on a note in your child's weekly. Okay, so report cards, we do have trimesters, so you will receive a report card in December, April, and then on the last day of school. Before report cards, there will be progress reports that go out. They'll be coming out in a couple of weeks, but if there's any time that you feel that your child is struggling, or if you would like to conference with me, that's absolutely possible. Just contact me, contact the office, and we'll set something up, whether it's via Zoom or in person, and just make sure your child gets the support that they need. Okay. Let's see. So I spoke about your child's weekly. So for behavior support, to facilitate communication, we have something called Class Dojo. I sent electronic invitations out last week, but if you didn't get one, I will send out a physical copy tomorrow. Class Dojo is just an electronic way that we can communicate. I send class photos. It's not public, so it's just for our first grade class. So anything that's going on in our classroom, I send out information on Class Dojo. I also try to communicate in your child's weekly. So your child has a week green homework folder, it looks like this. And then in the back is their weekly. And each day your child colors if they're on green, yellow, or red. If they're on green, that means they're doing awesome. Sometimes I'll try to jot down a note to let you know how they're doing. I try to add positive notes as well as room for improvement. So if they need to work on something, I'll let you know. And then if I have any notes that need to go home, I'll add that to the bottom. And make sure that you do sign your child's weekly daily. And that just makes sure that we're communicating back and forth. So weeklies should be signed daily, as well as your child's student planner. That just lets me know that you're seeing the homework that they have, and they're working on their organization and that kind of thing. And let's see. So now these are just some tidbits, some things that you can anticipate coming up. One thing is Fall Follies. That's our annual fundraiser. And during Fall Follies, each class comes up with a dance. I can't think of what the word is. So our class, our theme this year is going to be 80s. And so our class is going to be dancing to Gloria Estefan Conga. That should be fun. And so I'll send you more information about that in the coming weeks. So we will be practicing for Fall Follies. And let's see, snack, I just wanted to send out a reminder that we're a nut-free school. So your child's lunch shouldn't have any nuts because some students at our school are allergic. So if at all possible, please do not send any nuts or like peanut butter jelly sandwiches or even Nutella, just because we do have students that have allergies. And sometimes parents want to send like cupcakes or treats for their child's birthday, just to be aware that we want to make sure that it's not containing any nuts. So if you do send something, and I know with COVID, we're a little bit more strict with what we're able to bring onto campus. So just a friendly reminder, students are not actually allowed to share their snacks. I know a lot of students want to share if they see their friends don't have a snack or something like that, but they're not allowed to share just because we don't want to spread germs, that kind of thing. So if your child does forget to bring a snack, they should always just let me know, and I'll go ahead and maybe send them to the office, and we'll get something for them to eat. Service learning projects. Typically, in a typical school year, we do service learning projects. For example, sometimes we visit places, that's pre-COVID, of course. Sometimes we make like medicine boxes for children who are in the hospital or things like that. So for our whole school comes up with a service project, but you'll learn more information about that in the year. Book orders, I will be sending home Scholastic book orders. Everything is pretty much electronic these days, so I'll send you the information. You can order online. The books will still come to the school. And when you order books through Scholastic, our classroom earns free books. So over the years, I've been able to get class sets of different texts. So you'll see your child go home with a text for the week. And that's usually through Scholastic orders that I'm able to purchase those. So your orders definitely help our class. And your child, you know, when that Scholastic book box comes in, students get so excited. So any way we can make them excited for reading is a plus. Okay, so that's book orders. And let's see, take home folder, we kind of already talked about that. Class website, I have been working on a class website. I want to provide that for you. If you use it, great. If you don't, that's okay. But my goal in providing a class website is just a kind of a one-stop shop. So it will have all the kind of things that we use in class, whether it's Google Classroom, it's Math Seeds, it's Kids A to Z. It will have all the links in one spot. So that way you're not kind of trying to figure out, okay, where do I go to do AR? Where do I go to do this or that? So I will provide that information for you in the coming weeks, just so you can use it as a resource. If you like it, awesome. If you rather not use it, that's totally fine. So I will have that for you, like I said, in the coming weeks. Let's see what else. Dismissal. Dismissal is new this year. So if you've been in that dismissal line, like I said, it's new. We anticipate that it will run a little bit more smooth in the coming days and weeks. So stick with it. If you have any suggestions, please send them to us. We want to make sure that everyone is picked up by 3:15 and that your child is safe. So if you have any questions about that, or if your child should go to extended care or homework club, just send me a note, and that way I know to kind of put your, I know that your child would be going to homework club instead of coming out to be picked up. I could send them right to homework club at the end of the day. So just write a note in your child's weekly or send me a note on Class Dojo, and that just helps the dismissal run a little bit more smoothly. Okay, again, if you're just joining, if you want to send any questions in the chat, that's absolutely fine. And at the end, I will be answering any questions that I see. Okay, and if you're just joining, I will be sending home this PowerPoint printout tomorrow. Okay, let's see, where are we? Okay, birthdays, like I mentioned, if you do want to send things for your child or celebrate birthday on campus, just go ahead and shoot me an email. We don't want to do cakes, but maybe if you wanted to do cupcakes or something that limits germs and that kind of thing, just definitely send me a note or contact me in any of the communication methods that I provided, and we can facilitate that. Let's see, birthdays. So conferences, like I said, if at any time that you feel that your child may be struggling or there are any concerns that you have, definitely contact me, and I will be happy to conference with you so that we could make sure that we're supporting your child. Okay, communication, again, if you're just joining, we talked about Class Dojo as a way that we could communicate. You also have your child's weekly, which is on your child's green homework folder. So just send me a note there. You could also, let's see, call the school office, and as long as I'm on campus, I'll try to get back to you. If not at that time, within 24 hours. So you could contact me also by email, and my email is here. I also always have my email on our weekly newsletter. I will be sending that home on Monday. And this is the number to the school office. And as I said before, in your child's homework folder, you can always write me a note that way as well. Okay, and then let's see, I think these are just some pictures of our class. We've been doing some art projects. So if you do get a chance to stop by, your children did amazing jobs on their class portraits. They drew Jesus today too. They did a really great job. So they're doing really great. And let's see. So thank you for coming virtually. And I'm looking forward to our school year. And now I'm going to go ahead and look at the chat to answer any questions that you might have. So I don't see any questions, but if you want to go ahead and add a question in the chat, you could go ahead and do that right now. And I would be happy to answer any questions that you do have. Okay, let's see. Oh, good. Yeah, that is something that has come up a lot. AR. So AR, it used to be available at home when we were doing distance learning, but since we are on campus now, AR quizzes can only be taken on campus during school hours. So if you're wondering, why can't I log on? Why don't I have that monitor password? It's because we're only allowing students to take AR quizzes during school hours. So every day I do give your child an opportunity to take an AR quiz, whether it's on a book that I read aloud or on a book that your child has been reading independently or taking home. So great question about that. Okay. Any other questions? I think I jotted down some. Let's see. Also, Google Classroom. Google Classroom is, I'm not sure how familiar, I think everybody probably is familiar at this point with Google Classroom. So I am going to have your children use Google Classroom just in case something should happen again and we have to go distance learning. So I will be expecting your child to be able to independently navigate through Google Classroom. I will have them upload assignments on Google Classroom. And this works really good, even if nothing happens and we're still in the classroom all school year. If your child maybe is going to be absent because they're sick for some other reason, everything will be there for them on Google Classroom. So it's a good tool to kind of stick with and be able to navigate that. So Google Classroom, I will be having the class work and turn in assignments that way, take tests, virtual, using Google Forms and that kind of thing. So Google Classroom was a question. Let's see, some other things that did come up this week. We did have formal uniform on Wednesday. That's our mass day. I know some students had trouble tucking in their shirts. So that could be something maybe you could practice at home, because I told students, okay, tuck in your shirt. And they're like, I can't. And I'm like, okay, no worries. I don't want them to be frustrated. That's just something that maybe they could practice at home. I know something else that came up this week. We had some issues with some of the lower grades throwing paper towels in the sink. So just a friendly reminder, maybe talk with your child about appropriate ways to throw away trash. So many students do a wonderful job, but just something to be aware of that sometimes comes up with the little ones. Let's see. AR, there was a question. Let's see, I saw another question. Good. I have a question about when should your child take an AR quiz, or how can you let me know? I will be sending out a weekly AR log, and you can just sign it when your child is ready to take an AR quiz. I do ask them and I do teach them how to know if they're ready, but just to reinforce, once the AR log starts going out next week, if you sign it, that just lets me know that they're ready to take a quiz. So great question. Oh, okay, yes. PE days. PE days are Thursday, and they could come dressed in their PE uniform and just their regular black shoes is totally fine. And we will be buddying up with TK&K to do our PE days. And if your child was on campus last year with Miss Nelson, TK&K was allowed to bring their scooters and their bikes, as long as they had their helmet as well. And so we'll continue that. So on Thursdays, if they want to bring that, they're allowed to do that. Okay, so questions about that? Any other questions? Okay, so again, if you were late, just as far as AR goes, AR is just on campus now. So if you're wondering why they can't take it at home now, it's just during school hours. Okay, I don't see any other questions. I did have a question about Haiti. So our school is going to be doing free dress tomorrow. If your child can bring a $1 donation, they can wear a free dress, and that is to raise money for the earthquake victims in Haiti. So again, just having your child come in free dress tomorrow, just have them bring a $1 donation. I'll collect it from their green homework folders, and they can wear a free dress. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions? I think there aren't any other questions. I hope I was able to answer all your questions. Like I said, I will be sending home the PowerPoint in case you need any, in case you want it. No worries, you don't have to sign anything. If you do have questions, please contact me via Dojo or in all of those ways that I mentioned. Let's see, I think that is it. Yeah, it's about 6:30. Again, thank you so much for coming. I know we're going to have a wonderful year. Let's see. This week was really light on homework. I just wanted them to get used to writing in their planner. Let's see. I just kind of wanted them to get used to their classroom routines and procedures and practice things. I did try to push them a little on taking some pre-assessments, and I think it was a long day for some. So we'll kind of ease into things and make sure that they're not getting frustrated, but having a good time. But again, thank you for coming. I'm going to stop that share. Oh, let's see, I have some questions. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And there will be a recording that goes out. So if anyone missed this, you could go ahead and check that out as well. So again, thank you for coming, and we'll see you soon. Bye.